Have you ever fallen in love with someone you were never supposed to love? Someone who was kind, inspiring, and completely out of reach. This is the story of a girl in America who fell in love with her teacher. At first, it felt innocent, just admiration. But slowly, it turned into something deeper, a secret, a struggle, and a life lesson she would never forget. My name is Emily, and when I was 17, I fell in love with someone I never should have. My teacher. Looking back now, I realize it wasn't just love. It was confusion, admiration, loneliness, and the desire to be understood. But at that time, it felt completely real. It all started on the first day of senior year in a small town in the United States. I walked into my literature class expecting another boring year of reading novels and writing essays. But that day, everything changed, because that was the day I met Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter wasn't like other teachers. Most teachers walked into class, opened their textbooks, and started lecturing. But Mr. Carter walked in with energy. He smiled at every student. He asked questions. He listened. And most importantly, he made every student feel like their thoughts mattered. That was the first thing that caught my attention. But there was something else, too. He believed in people, even students who had stopped believing in themselves. And I was one of those students. At home, things weren't easy. My parents had been fighting for years. Eventually, they divorced. My mother worked 2 jobs. My father moved to another state. Most days, I felt invisible, like nobody truly noticed me. But in Mr. Carter's class, things were different. When I spoke, he listened. When I wrote essays, he praised my ideas. And slowly, that attention started to mean more to me than it should have. At first, it was just admiration. I respected him. I admired his intelligence. I admired his kindness. But then something changed. I started looking forward to his class more than any other. I started dressing nicer on days I had literature class. I even started staying after class just to ask questions I already knew the answers to. Deep down, I knew something was happening, that I didn't want to admit it, because the truth was scary. I was falling in love. One afternoon, I stayed after class again. Everyone else had already left. I asked him about an essay I was writing. Instead of rushing me out, he sat down and helped me for almost 30 minutes. He encouraged my ideas. He told me I had talent. And then he said something that stuck with me forever. Emily, you have a voice. Don't be afraid to use it. That moment changed everything, because for the first time in my life, someone believed in me. But loving someone like that came with a painful truth. He was my teacher. He was older, and nothing about that situation could ever be simple. Every day I fought with my feelings. Part of me wanted to forget about it, but another part of me wanted to hold on to that feeling because it made me feel alive. Eventually, the pressure became too much. One afternoon, I asked him if we could talk after class. My hands were shaking, my heart was racing, and before I could stop myself, I said it. I think I'm in love with you. The room went completely silent. For a moment, he didn't say anything. Then he took a deep breath and responded in the most unexpected way. He didn't get angry. He didn't embarrass me. Instead, he spoke calmly. Emily, what you're feeling is not wrong. Sometimes admiration can feel like love, but real love also means understanding boundaries. He explained that teachers have a responsibility, that crossing those boundaries could harm both of us. At that moment, my heart broke, but deep down, I knew he was right. For weeks after that conversation, I avoided his class emotionally. I felt embarrassed. I felt rejected. But something interesting happened. He still treated me with the same kindness, the same respect, the same encouragement. And slowly, I realized something important. He didn't reject me. He protected me. 5 years later, I graduated college, and one day I received a message. It was from Mr. Carter. He had heard about my graduation, and he wanted to congratulate me. When we met for coffee that day, everything felt different. Not romantic, not awkward, just respectful. And that's when I finally understood the lesson he had tried to teach me. Love is not always about being together. Sometimes love is about protecting someone's future. Sometimes love is about doing the right thing, even when it hurts. And sometimes the people who say no to us are the ones who care the most. That experience didn't break me. It shaped me. It taught me what real respect looks like. And it taught me that admiration can inspire us to become better people. If this story made you think about someone who changed your life, write "Thank you, teacher" in the comments. And if you enjoy meaningful life stories like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because the next story might change the way you see the world.